Hello and welcome to As I've Seen It. My name is Kimberly, and I ask you to please forgive the noise of the fan if I'm not able to edit it out later, because it's about 150 degrees where I am right now, so the fan is necessary. So I wanted to bring to your attention a couple of photos and a couple of news stories that I think are kind of linked together. We've enjoyed watching the two Simones make history. They're both pretty amazing. Another woman who made history was on Team USA's fencing team. This is Ibtihaj Muhammad, and she is the first athlete on Team USA to compete in her hijab. I love this photo of her and her teammates because, of course, you've got a girl with purple hair, and I believe she was born in Poland, but of course is now an American citizen. So while Ms. Muhammad was winning her bronze medal, this is what was happening across the Atlantic in France. As of this morning, 5 mayors of French cities have banned women from wearing the burkini on their cities' beaches. According to the New York Times, at least 3 other mayors are thinking about doing the same thing. And they're doing this with the support of the French Prime Minister Manuel Valls, who thinks this outfit is a symbol of women's oppression. Now, at least one Muslim commentator has stated that this is actually a rather freeing garment because for women in the Muslim community who've chosen to wear the hijab, who've chosen to wear these outfits that keep them covered, the burkini allows them to swim. One of those mayors was the mayor of Cannes, and every year it's the host of a massive film festival from Hollywood to Bollywood. All the stars tend to go there at some point in their careers, and it's a big, big deal. One of the mayors who's banned the burkini is on the island of Corsica. You know Corsica that gave us Napoleon, that Corsica. Last weekend, apparently a group of teenagers were photographing women on the beach wearing their burkinis. This led to an argument with the male members of these women's families, which then turned into fisticuffs. Police were called, dozens more people got involved. It turned into a proper torches and pitchforks kind of moment. So the mayor's response to this wasn't to crack down on the teenagers, wasn't to crack down on the possibly hundreds of his citizens who went after the immigrant community, actually went to the housing estates where some of these immigrants lived, with the intention of doing who knows what. The mayor chose to crack down on the burkini, as though that had incited violence, as though this was somehow important to public order. Now remember, these mayors have the support of the federal government. So let's be clear. This type of outfit at the beach is banned. This type of outfit is not banned. I must say I find this rather hypocritical, particularly in the land of liberté, égalité, fraternité. Yes, indeed, there is a fair amount of sexism involved in this. Remember, it was just last year at the Cannes Film Festival where women were prohibited from wearing flat shoes on the red carpet. Women were told they needed to wear heels on the red carpet. Well, this year, both Susan Sarandon and Julia Roberts, who went barefoot, decided they weren't having it. Could we possibly get these ladies to throw on a burkini and show up on a French beach? See if they get arrested? I take issue with a couple of my favorite newspapers, the New York Times and The Guardian in London. Both papers, of course, have reported on the Burkini Ban, and each one has sort of casually thrown out the line that there has been a rise in Islamophobia since the recent terror attacks, since the Charlie Hebdo attack and all of the others. I'm calling foul on this. And I'm calling foul on this because long before these attacks, there was plenty of Islamophobia in France. France, which has the largest Muslim population in Europe. Back in 2002, this guy came way too close to winning the French presidential election. This is Jean-Marie Le Pen. and he started the organization Front National, which is a very, very far right-wing conservative movement. The Front National, or the National Front, is anti-immigrant, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, xenophobic, you name it phobic, they are it. So back in 2002, Jean-Marie Le Pen made it to the second round of the French election. In French elections, the first round of votes eliminates all but two candidates, and then the second round is sort of a runoff. Well, he made it to the runoff, scared French people across the country, scared the whole world, frankly. So French people turned out in droves for the second election to keep him from winning. That was 2002. In 2003, he made statements to Le Monde, one of the biggest French newspapers, that were completely anti-Islam. So much so that a year later, he was convicted of inciting racism. Now, since then, the Front National has become a major national party. Far-right movements across Europe are on the rise, and the Front National has probably been the biggest winner of the lot. This is Marine Le Pen. She is the daughter of Jean-Marie Le Pen, and she has taken over the Front National. She's tried to make it sound more respectable, but it's still anti-everybody. Extremely Islamophobic. Exceedingly Islamophobic. Remember this? These were the Paris riots of 2005. Now, when I say Paris, what I really mean is the area known as the banlieue. On this map, the city of Paris is in the center, and all of those places surrounding it, those are the banlieue, basically the suburbs. We all remember seeing the burning cars on television. You may not remember what started all of that. 3 young men, on their way home from a football game, were chased by the French police. They ran into an electrical substation. 2 of them were subsequently electrocuted, and the third was seriously burned. After this incident, there were 21 days of rioting. 21, which included the car burnings and all of this. There were those who attributed this uprising to a fear of the police, to police harassment of people in the banlieue. And yes, this sign does indeed read, "No justice, no peace." The areas of the banlieue don't look like the rest of Paris. When we think of Paris, we think of images like this. And rightly so. Paris is a gorgeous city. If you've never been, I recommend a trip. What many visitors to France never know is that the banlieue, the area surrounding the central city, is where a lot of the immigrants live, particularly the brown immigrants. And one of the things I've learned on my travels around the globe is that brown people are traditionally called immigrants when they go to a new country. Other people are called expats. Now, while I am not an expert on France, I am not an expert on Paris. I lived there for 11 months between 2009 and 2010, and then went back for the summer of 2011. While I may not be an expert, I know what I've seen, and I know what I've heard. And I saw a great deal of Islamophobia. I heard some outrageously hateful statements. Now, the guy who was the interior minister during the 2005 riots eventually became the president of France, Nicolas Sarkozy. And Nicolas Sarkozy will be running to be president of France again. The other person running to be president of France in 2017 is Marine Le Pen. In the land of liberté, égalité, fraternité, not only is there a great deal of Islamophobia, the mayors of at least 8 cities, with the backing of the federal government, want to take that out on Muslim women. I'm Kimberly. This is As I've Seen It, and thanks for watching.